when you asked me about um my first experiences with rap and about writing lyrics, it's really like I really agree with that. That in a similar way, how how you need drama to do something artistic. And I'm not saying that what I did was great, but just like having that spark and that amber and initiating that passion, it was definitely struggling in Egypt and Germany at the time,
Oh.
like
Mm,
looking different than anyone else, not feeling home wherever I go. And
mm,
in Germany, I'm German. I know the culture. It's my first language, but at the same time, I look different. So there was times where I felt like edged out. And then when I went to Egypt, I went to a school of like 1,200 kids, and they were all Egyptians who speak fluent German, English, and Arabic, like elite Egyptians, basically, right? Because their parents sent them to go like to Germany or the States after they graduate, and there was white Germans like me who come here because their parents worked in Egypt or in the Middle East. And I was like the only Asian looking kid pretty much among like me and then like one Japanese kid among like 1,200 students who are all white or Arabic. So I really felt like isolated and I was bullied in the beginning, right? Because kids are horrible, right? I was 13, 12, and when I first got to 2001. And that was also like when 9/11 happened. And it was really a tough time, but just writing down, I used to write down things before I was into hip hop. And it was just like a journal, right? Like a lot of people like a diary, like a journal. But then when I got into hip hop to that time, elementary school in Germany, and then elementary school in Egypt, in the transition. And once I listened and was exposed to Eminem and hip hop itself, and Tupac and Biggie, Bone Thugs, Run DMC, I listened to all the old stuff I didn't know before, NWA, before my time. Then I applied it like with the rhythm and with music, right? Like rhythm and poetry to it. And that's when I started to write. There would be days where I would literally like write on the bus or write in the taxi, and that's like the number one transportation, I mean, in Egypt, taxi, because they're so created cheap. And in school, and it would just help me, like just writing down, just like talking to somebody, right? Writing down. Some people paint. Everything is artist, right? It's an artist. Some people do music. Some people write things. Some people are. It's all art, right? It's expression. You get impressions and you convert them into expressions. And just writing me, I can safely say, like confidently say, that it really helped me over a lot of tough times, music and writing. And yeah, I think that, like you said, like you perfectly said, the Afro American hip hop experience, it was literally invented from a place of struggle. And I think in general, you can't make art unless you're suffering. And I think suffering creates the best art because it's the most authentic and the most, it comes from a place of integrity and honesty,
yeah.
right? And yeah, like writing for
Definitely,
me,
man.
yeah.
Definitely.
And bro, dude, I
Yeah.
still have a stack like this, man, of like papers from high school. Like the papers like all like faded out and bleached out because like over like the paper is like 20 years old now. But
Yeah.
sometimes I still go over it, dude, and dude, my first things I wrote, they were so shit, dude. They're so bad. But the message which is like, right, which is communicated. And
Yeah.
I tried pathetically to pack everything into a structure for hip hop, but it was really bad. It was when I was starting out.
Yeah.
Reading that, it brings me right back like a time capsule and like a time warp to that time. Oh, okay. Like that time I was struggling about this and that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm not special about that. Like we all had struggles, right? Like it was like what parents, family, some girl, being bullied, being isolated, being picked on, feeling identity crisis. And
Yeah, I could relate to a lot of that you just said.
yeah, I feel
A
like
lot of my songs are, based on something like bullying, girl, um, personally mine was like mental illness. So
yeah,
yeah,
dude.
definitely.
I mean, that's why
Struggles,
we're friends,
I think like struggles really are it really makes your songs become that much more alive because you can touch people's hearts. And struggles also really, stretch yourself as a person
dude.
where you can be very narrow-minded and very limited without struggles. So I feel they have a very important role in not only your life but also as a rapper.